Hello, it is another soggy weekend in Liverpool and it's weekly vlog number 26, I think. I'll check in a bit. So, plans for the weekend, very few as usual. The weather has put a bit of a dampener on things for today, but then I don't generally do a lot on my day off on a Saturday. Lots of house things that need doing, so I'm going to get a start on some of that. I want to clean the kitchen table off again, get the clothes upstairs. We're also in the process of tidying up the bathroom, because you might remember, if you're an avid viewer of our little vlogs, that last year we did some decoration, we did the kitchen and we did this room here, and then we stopped. So we're going to go back and try and pick that up again. First thing on the list is the bathroom, needs painting, has needed painting for a while. And then we're looking at doing our bedroom and possibly the landing and stairs. Now I hate doing the landing and stairs, because this is an older house. I think it's like 1920s, something like that, and the ceilings are quite high. So as a result, if I show you, actually it might be worth showing you to demonstrate. Painting in here, as you can see, needs work. But look at that! Anyone fancy going up there painting all that? You can actually tell that the last time I did it, I used a roller on a stick. So the top of it is a little bit messy looking, but I'll try and pick a sort of similar, very pale colour. And if you don't look in too much detail, you won't see that, but you know. Update on our feathered visitors. I have not seen a goldfinch since I put that feeder back out there. I think they've sort of dropped us off their little route that they must follow to try and find food. I imagine they'll be back. It's probably going to be springtime now before they come back though, because we had some stay around last year, like the whole winter, but if they're not getting food here and they haven't had food here for a couple of months, they've probably gone elsewhere. One other thing, it's about 12 months since we had the boiler fitted, which I actually did make a little vlog of last year. So we're going to get the service this week. So just before the service is done, I've overridden the boiler from the Nest controller here. I didn't know this for a little while actually, but if you have a Nest, it's a thermostat, so you can turn it on, you can turn the heat up and so on from the controller or your phone, but you can actually just override it by tapping the button in the middle there. So that's what's happening now. Let's give it a good run. Hopefully nothing will go wrong with it, but if it does, we're getting it serviced, so we can bring that up on the service. We're also going to look at getting a new shower installed and possibly even a new bathroom suite, because we've been in this house for quite a while now and there are jobs that need doing that we haven't done, and we'd like to start thinking about getting them done. One thing, the ultimate thing, will be to get this kitchen replaced, but that's going to be for another day. Wow, having sort of gotten used to our old boiler and how tepid it used to heat the radiators, I'm walking around the house now, I can feel the heat blasting off the radiators. It's not even that cold today. I'm in shorts and t-shirt as well. It's wet and miserable outside, but it's like 21 degrees in the house. Let's see. So I just walked past from the radiators, I was like, ooh, I can feel the heat off that. So yeah, boiler's still working fine. Hi Jen. Okay. So I've had a productive afternoon. I've done lots of housework and cleaning, although you wouldn't think if I actually showed you the house, because it still looks like a tip. It wouldn't be us if it was tidy, would it? I removed the cabinet in the bathroom, which I said I was going to do. The cat's joining me on my knee now. Still got loads of stuff to move out of the bathroom before we actually do paint it. What else did I do? Some washing. Clean this guy's room, because you smell, don't you? And then I phoned Virgin Media up and saved about 18 quid a month on our broadband and stuff, because we've had like 100 meg broadband for a while now. I think we got a free upgrade from 50 a while back. But we also have TV and landline, and the TV, the box they give you, the cable box, has been sat under the stairs for probably about 5 years, gathering dust, never been used. The landline, Gemma's dad phones us on it, so he's unfortunately going to have to start phoning Gemma on a mobile instead of us on the landline. But you know, other than that, nobody else uses that phone, so I thought, it's costing me 18 quid a month, let's get rid of it. Next up, I'm going to have to do Sky. Gemma won't like that. But yeah, so kind of productive afternoon, saved a bit of money, cleaned a bit of stuff. So also I've started cooking. We're doing a lasagna tonight, not done one for a while. So I decided to slow cook the bolognese part that we used in a jar for the white stuff. what's it called, the white stuff? Is it bechamel sauce or something? Can't remember. Anyway, yeah, we're using the jar for the white lasagna stuff. We'll just call it that. I'm just gonna find out now. Creamy sauce for lasagna. Okay, that was less interesting than I thought. Yeah, this is cheating, innit? Never made this though, don't know how to make it. Maybe I should look into that. To be fair, kind of a guilty pleasure dolmy lasagna, so we're not really that fussed. Here is my sauce. Usual trick with the slow cooker is it needs a stir before it looks decent, but actually that doesn't look too bad at all. It's probably going to be far too much of it as well. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I've suddenly got into like watching, like going into down rabbit holes of YouTube viewing, where I watch stuff like, there's a guy in Canada who owns an antique shop. Let me find out what he's called, because it's probably worth giving these people credit since I've watched so much of the stuff. They've got more subs than us, but that's not the point. Curiosity Incorporated. It's just a guy and his family who own like this antique shop, and he just goes around to like house clearances and auctions buying stuff. I just find it really fascinating. Oh yeah, fish update. I'm just actually changing the water up out, and I was reminded I've just done all the science tests. All the science tests. Basically, you get to get chemicals out and play with test tubes. It's kind of like being in science at school. Water levels, for the most part, are just fine. Our ammonia has gone up just a little bit, probably because of the amount of stuff we removed last week, so our ammonia cycle took a hit. We just need to keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to change about 25%, maybe 20-25% of the water out. I'll probably be doing this relatively regularly, just to bring the nitrate levels down. So there's a cycle. Now I'm going to get a bit sciencey. It's called the ammonia cycle. Ultimately what happens, you feed your fish do poos. The poos contain ammonia, and the ammonia is released into the tank. Levels of ammonia go up, and then you have friendly bacteria that live in your tank who eat the ammonia and turn it into something called nitrite. If ammonia levels get too high, fishies die because it's really harmful to the gills. So the friendly bacteria therefore are your friends. The nitrite that the friendly bacteria make gets turned into nitrate by other friendly bacteria, and nitrate is basically plant food. We don't have plants in our tank, so we don't have plants to feed, so we get some algae forming on the leaves, and we have to change the water out just to get rid of any algae, any nitrates, and so the levels don't go too high. Levels in our tank are currently quite high, but also I was reminded while I was reading up about this that our baseline water levels actually have nitrate in them already, so we're putting water in there that already has nitrate, which we just can't help, unfortunately. So that's just the way it is. But otherwise, that nitrate doesn't really affect the fish. It's just we don't want it too high for when we put new fish in, as the shock might upset them or kill them. Worst case scenario, but obviously we don't want to put fish into there until we're perfectly happy with all the levels. So the cycle where we're saying we've got a slight spike on our ammonia, that has to come down. Once all that's happy, we can get some new fish. Right now, we stick as we are because these guys are relatively happy here. They were actually nibbling my finger while I was emptying the tank. These little orange ones. They are so cheeky. And they constantly want feeding, so you can see here now, they're right at the front of the tank going, feed us, feed us, feed us. If I was to feed them as much as they wanted, all those levels I've just talked about would be all over the place because we did poo quite a lot, and we don't want that. They want that, but we know what's best for them, so we're going to leave it. So yeah, just refilling this tank now. 20-25% water changes every few days just to make sure the levels start to get nice and stable, and play with more chemicals. A couple of other things you might not realise if you've never owned an aquarium. Aquarium, slightly warmer water than tap water, so 23, 24, 25 degrees, depends on what fish you're keeping. So you need to put warmer water in there, so I end up with this bucket here which has actually got like tepid water in. I also just found a dog hair floating in it, which kind of proves that Holly may not be with us anymore, but she's certainly with us in spirit, or in dog hair. We also have to prepare the water, so this is AquaSafe tap stuff. Tap stuff, yeah, that's what it's called. Basically, British water has chlorine, other chemicals in it, and I just basically pour that in there, give it a quick stir, and that'll neutralise anything that might be harmful to those guys. So a little bit of preparation required, but I think it's worth it in the end because they are quite rewarding to keep and nice and relaxing, apart from that shell thing, which is way too loud when you're trying to watch TV. You seen that one there? That platy in the corner is just like stuck in the plant trying to eat food. There we go. One full fish tank. I'm assuming this floaty stuff is all fish poop and friendly bacteria that just got unsettled. It always happens when I pour water in. The fish don't seem to mind, they just swim around eating it all and then they poop for days. But the filter will take care of that soon as well if they don't. I need to keep an eye on that heater because I haven't seen it on for a little while now. It could be because the temperature of the house is high enough that we don't really need it. We're very much within the green on the thermometer though, so that's good. Lasagna is complete. Gemma's home.
Rainy day.
Rainy day and work. So we're going to have our nice lasagna and a couple of beers and then look for something to watch on TV or internet. And our new rainbow cutlery, yeah. We had the situation where we had a lot of old silver cutlery that was a bit mismatched. We obviously have the new Disney World cutlery we picked up on our last trip.
And Marcus wanted this tacky monstrosity cutlery.
And I wanted this tacky monstrosity
cutlery. And it was on sale.
Yeah, it was £13 for this. Look at this.
You just slap lasagna everywhere.
On my laptop, yeah. Yeah, it was cheap, so we thought we'd give it a try. It's probably going to end up looking scratched within about a week, but there we go. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh,
sorry, good afternoon. It's 8 minutes past 12. We are bad at this, aren't we?
Yeah. That's a nice relaxed Sunday morning.
We have.
Butties and sticky bun coffee.
Yeah, it's nice. And I had baked beans and threw things around the kitchen because it's
a what? You use language like that in our vlogs, mister. This is a family-friendly channel.
I'm the one who's going to have to edit it out with dolphin noises.
You can use that.
That just sounded like you laughing. That's your normal laugh.
A normal laugh. Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Well, I'm just looking to see if there's any interesting stuff on IKEA for the bathroom.
Yeah, so you want to go to IKEA on a Sunday again?
Only if I see anything that I like.
Okay.
There's no point to it though.
Okay, fair enough. And I'm just watching crap on YouTube.
So it's a nice day. We could just nip over to Chester.
Well, you want to go and see the bar?
Possibly. There's no guarantee so it'll be out. So.
No. Well, that was not the most productive day out, was it?
No.
We got to the IKEA knowing that it would be busy because it's a Sunday, but they were actually queuing probably a good half a mile to get onto the car park, something silly like that. Or maybe a quarter of a mile, but still a long way. So we just turned around and came back. Went to a couple of other shops, including a B&M, Matalan. Bought nothing for the bathroom. Gemma bought Christmas things because we need those in September.
Well, they might not have it. I think that might sell out. That's the problem. It might sell out.
Yeah, you've been after that since last year, haven't you? So
I've been after something like this since last year. I didn't find anything last year, and then I spotted this on MacLeod website, and I was like, I'm going to buy that now because it will sell out. It was £6. £6. It's holly jolly fun. Holly jolly fun. It reminds me of Stranger Things.
yeah, we're going to have lights over it and some people
I like the alphabet on the wall.
send us Christmas messages from the upside down. I bought a new shirt, which I'm probably going to use in Florida in January because it'll be a little bit cooler of an evening.
You got it on there?
I've got it on there and it fits nice. We didn't really buy much else, did we?
No.
You bought some tops and...
Yeah, in the sale, not long. I'll try them on the cameras now.
But otherwise, not the best shop because we wanted to get new bathroom furniture, bits and bobs, but we couldn't find anything there.
Some of the stuff that's laughable, to be fair, what people put in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we used to have ducks on the wall.
Yeah, but rubber ducks go in the bathroom.
Now we're going for
A
cactuses.
weird 3D plaque that says glamour in glitter and you can't see the L. So it just says gamma.
Gamma.
And amor in your bathroom. I don't get it. Bedroom. Yeah, but it was in the bathroom section.
Oh, and the naked one.
Oh yeah. Get naked and go wild. In the bathroom. Don't get wild in the bathroom, thanks. Don't want water everywhere.
That's what we're doing now.
Well, I'm going to make you a sandwich.
Excuse me.
Because you're hungry.
Mm.
And then I might have a shower. There's something to do.
Okay, I'm gonna lie on the couch.
I might get in the bathroom, get naked and go out. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah?
No, we're having a cactus themed bathroom. Because that's normal. That's what normal people do.
Ironically, we've taken all the cactuses out of it.
They needed to go. They were
Maybe
very
we buy
old.
some new ones.
I'm going to get fake ones, I think.
Well, we've got Christmas cactus still down there.
Yeah, we have got Santa's cactus over there.
Yeah.
And I do have a fake cactus over there too that can go in the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Looks nice on you, hon.
Yeah, it's a nice length, actually. They were £4.90 in the sale.
Smashing. Be too cold to wear in January.
No, it won't. I've got it in red as well. Red and blue.
Thought you were bullfighting with me now.
I would never bullfight.
More decluttering. A couple more tubs from under the stairs, under the bed upstairs. The RSP Book of British Birds. I think we got that free when we joined the RSPB, didn't we? We'll probably keep that because that's quite useful. And I'll keep that because I want to reread that at some point. Hearts in Atlantis. I think some of this stuff can go in the bin.
I think we got that twice.
The Hardcore Diaries by Mick Foley. This isn't the signed copy. I actually have a signed Mick Foley book upstairs. Multiple bits of signed stuff. From when I was reading travel diaries. Not the best, but there we go. Anyone fancy supercharging the Spectrum? Anyone for some alien guitar plectrums and some other random ones as well? On to tub number 2. Look at all this stuff in here. I can already tell you there's something in here that I will be keeping, and that is my ZX Spectrum. I actually had someone on Twitter who runs a business that restores these offered to restore it the other week. Maybe one day I'll take them up on that offer. Not for free, obviously, they won't have money for it, but pretty cool. Let's say, is that a crack in it? Looks like it might have a crack in it though, which is disappointing. No, it's just a scratch. This is an old machine, obviously. See from the yellowing on the keys. And here's where it was repaired in 1990 and then again in 1992. There can't be many people who didn't have a copy of this in the 90s. Anyone fancy untangling all this? A Mogwai ticket for Liverpool Curling Academy. 14 quid. I think that's one we went to, Jim.
It's the one we went to when my friend was working on the bar and we were getting free beer.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I think I was discussing this with Hot Dog and Donut on Twitter the other day. And they were talking about iPods, and I found my old, because I didn't like buying Apple stuff, I bought this, which is a Creative Labs Zen Vision M. I've just plugged it in for the first time in probably about 6 years. Will it work? Nobody knows. Probably not. I can't see. No. Oh, hang on. Recovery mode. Creative Zen Vision M. Clean up. Format all. Reboot reload firmware or reboot. Firmware will be erased. Reload it by USB. Continue. Let me give this a listen 1 second. I suspect the hard disk has failed because it just went doo 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 doo. Maybe I'll give it a charge and see if it boots on. It might not have enough power in it to do a full charge. Doesn't sound great though, does it? Round number 3. Another tub full of stuff here. This is actually the 3rd tub I've started through today. I've managed to reduce 2 tubs down to 1. A lot of electronics in this one. Anyone want an old DVD player? Something even more. I wouldn't say it's older, but something I haven't seen in a while in this tub, which made me laugh. Look, I found my Xobs. Hang on. Look, I found my Xbox. That's better. So this Xbox comes from a time when I was briefly interested in modifying things electronically. And has some different features. And now I'm wondering if I turn it on, will they work or will the whole thing burst into flames? Well, we got this light here because there's no video connected. But look, the ports light up blue. There used to be lighting on the sides here as well, but I had to remove that because it didn't work very well. And as Gemma said, yes, this sounds very healthy, doesn't it? Anything in it? We'll never know. Look, I found Gemma's PSP. Gemma's PSP only ever had Lumens in it.
That's not true.
Oh, and okay, it's not true because Lumens 2 came out and now it's got Lumens 2 in
It's
it.
had other games in there.
Like?
Was there a
Patapon? You had for about 30 minutes.
there was the other game that you bought me, the Final Fantasy one.
Oh, okay. Well, guess what's in here now? Yes, that's right. I found it in this state. Lumens 2. It is a good game, to be fair. Although I do have it on the Vita.
I want the Vita, I want the PSP.
Okay then. I'm not saying we hoard junk, but here's an engagement card. And we've been married 10 years. Now that's decluttering. One whole other extra bag of junk out of our house and in the garden for the rest of winter, or until the bin's empty. Well, minor update on the little MP3 player. I did actually get it working and it started playing music, but since I've unplugged it, it's completely gone dead again, so I think the battery's probably at it. It's not really worth repairing, unfortunately, so I think this one's going to be consigned to the history books. Fab colour, isn't it? Of all the colours I could have picked, there was like black, white, there was a blue colour. I went for lime green. Turns out at some point I put custom firmware on my PSP and now it's a Mega Drive and a SNES. I forgot I did this.